Comics.
Hey, welcome to Rockin Comics. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
Today we're launching into the kind of revised edition of the video version. And it's going to be down and dirty, and here's how it goes. We're going to give you the Rockin Comic. We're going to give you Amy's Awesome. We're going to take a look at the archives. Done and done. Really?
Yeah.
All right. So, this week, we do look at a lot of comics this week in the podcast. A bunch.
Yep.
Check them out at rockincomics.com.
Yes. Listen to the podcast. We go through everything. We go in depth in all those books, including our Rockin Comic.
Which is Demon Knights number 6.
Wow.
Now, some of you may be surprised at this, but
I'm even a little surprised.
I gotta admit, I was a little too. In a week that had Powers coming back, Batman and Robin.
Yep.
I say that as if it's 2 books. It's not. But man, Demon Knights.
It's just a really good issue this week.
One of the things we think is really important, or 3 of the things.
Yes.
Story, art, and action.
Yep.
And good lord, the story's told really well. There's a ton of action, and the art is, for the most part, really consistently good, and it has maintained the integrity from issue 1 to issue 6. Yep. And this is filled with just badass moments.
Yeah. And there's so much going on in this book, but you don't feel overwhelmed. You don't feel like you're not following the threads of the story, even though there's like 8 of them. They just do such a good job of telling you your story and bringing it all together.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And that's why it's our Rockin Comic this week.
Phil Cornell is doing a great job. It's a great book. It's really, really good. Demon Knights number 6. This is a book you should be buying.
You should be reading this.
Yep. Absolutely. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's move. Speaking of awesome, Amy's Awesome.
Amy's Awesome! Star Wars Jedi Council Acts of War. It is a trade paperback from several years ago, obviously. It takes place before episode 1. So, but it's not really... These are the events before episode 1 kind of book. But it does set up some of your characters a little bit more. It gives you a little bit more background on the Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn relationship. The Darth Maul is in this book. You see a couple of the Jedi Masters get to flex their muscles, which is always fun to see them doing something besides sitting on the council.
Yes.
Because Yoda does do stuff besides sit in that chair. You know, and it's nice to see it.
The booster chair.
Yeah, they swivel, I think. Anyway.
Yoda's in the corner just spinning on his little council chair. Fun this is.
Very, very, very good book. If you are into the Star Wars Extended Universe, I would highly recommend this one. Don't let the fact that it involves characters that are in episode 1 deter you. Because we say in the podcast, thank God for Extended Universe.
Yes.
Because this sort of thing really does save what Lucas destroyed.
I think I even said, it's amazing how good Star Wars is when you take Lucas out of the equation.
Yeah. So, Jedi Council Acts of War. Check it out. It was $12.95. I didn't pay $12.95 for it, but that's the stick price. There you go.
The MSRP, so to speak. I forgot to bring in the actual book, so I feel kind of stupid. But I was digging through the archives of which are my comic book boxes, and I pulled out from 2005 Grimoire number 1, and it was a book put out by Speakeasy Comics. We've talked about Speakeasy before. They were a Canadian company that didn't last. They only lasted about a year, and it's too bad, and this is why I bring it up, because Grimoire is one of those stories. It was interesting. The art was kind of light and fun. It had a lot of action right away. You meet this girl with a magic book and a raccoon that has a backpack that can talk to her, but you don't know what he's saying because it's just a little asterisk in the word bubble, but she knows. That's just like in the first 2 pages. And then there's a giant minotaur that gets done. She can summon monsters and creatures and all kinds of good stuff. There's her dad is missing. Her mom might be evil. There's a secret organization that apparently also do magic but have technology as well. And this is all within like the first issue. In maybe 2 issues. All this goes on. And it's just a shame that there isn't a way to find these people and go, look, finish this story, bring it together, because it's not been collected. So I really wish it was collected, but you can still find the individual issues out there. And if you've never heard of Speakeasy Comics or the Grimoire, that was probably one of their highlight books that they put out, and it was really fun, and I think it's worth the effort to try and dig it up and go look for it. So I really think you should. It's from 2005, Speakeasy Comics, the Grimoire. Really fun, really good. So there you go. That's the look back into the archives this week.
Wow.
And that is what we've got.
Yep.
Next week we'll be back with more comics, more awesome, more archives. Otherwise,
check out the podcast at rockincomics.com. Like us on the Facebook.
Yes. And once we get a Twitter, follow us
Follow
there.
us on Twitter.